Lala. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Could you kindly take a seat? Because we're about to begin our first EIT Manufacturing South Community Event 2023. My name is Silvia Zancalli. I'm Business Creation Manager of EIT Manufacturing South, and I will be your Master of Ceremony today. Without further ado, may I call on stage Gian Mario Maggio, Managing Director of EITM South, as our host for this event.
Thank you, Silvia, for the introduction, and welcome back for those of you who are attending our event. So, my name is Gian Mario Maggio, as described by Silvia, and this is our first community event dedicated to our partners and our community in Southern Europe. So today we would like to share with you the EIT manufacturing vision and strategy. We would like to present the services and opportunities provided by EIT Manufacturing, as well as showcase the success stories from our partners in our ecosystem. And now to start with, I would like to provide a very short overview about EIT Manufacturing and the Colocation Center South ecosystem. So, starting from the purpose that has already been mentioned this morning by Caroline, improving people's life through sustainable manufacturing. And this is articulated according to three main strategic objectives that are very much aligned with the Industry 5.0, namely putting people at the center of the manufacturing innovation, so human-centric approach, accelerate green manufacturing, therefore sustainability, and fostering sovereignty and competitiveness, which is a synonym also of resilience. On the right-hand side, you see that our activities are organized according to three main dimensions, namely innovation, education, and business creation. And you will see some examples of activities in these pillars. And at the center, you see our ecosystem at a European level. So you see that we have headquarters in Paris. We have 6 regional centers, so-called collocations. And we'll be focusing today on Colocation Center South, so the region comprising Italy, Switzerland, Malta, Israel, and a few Western Balkan countries. You see we have a primary office in Milano and a secondary office recently opened in Bari. And one of our assets is our partnership. So we have about 250 partners in our ecosystem, plus a portfolio of almost 100 startups that are supported by EIT Manufacturing. So now, considering the Southern Europe ecosystem, you see here our core partners. So core partners are typically large enterprises. You see examples, some of which were also represented on stage just before. So large enterprises, but also an increasing number of mid-sized companies, as well as small, medium enterprises. And as well as we have prestigious universities and research organizations that participate in our innovation, education, and business creation activities, plus also play an important role in the EIT manufacturing governance. In the Southern Europe ecosystem, we also have a significant number of so-called core partners that are typically industry associations, accelerators, incubators, investors. You see some relevant example here, with whom EIT Manufacturing undertakes more strategic win-win collaborations. And you see here a few examples of activities. So we basically support and run innovation projects. We work on open innovation. You will hear some example. We develop and deliver training and education. We also provide funding opportunities. This will be described more in the service presentation. We develop partnership. We don't do everything by ourselves, and the network partners is a good example how we really work together with the local ecosystem. And of course, events like the one today. So, to conclude, we really would like to invite you to join the EIT manufacturing community. You see a recent snapshot from a matchmaking held in Milano earlier on during the year. And if you'd like to also become partner of this ecosystem, you're welcome to talk to us later. So I will not take more time, just would like to thank you and enjoy the rest of the presentations and discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Gianmario. And let me introduce our leader, Caroline Viarouge, the CEO of EIT Manufacturing. And she will tell us how do we see the future and how do we think we will navigate it. Please, Caroline.
Thank you. Is that when I get a blue screen? Oh, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. How is it going? Lovely, thank you. Okay, so Gianmario and the team asked me to bring you a bit more into the strategy and a bit of the pan-European vision of EIT Manufacturing. Before I start, I always like to remind everyone kind of pretty much why we're here. We just need to remind ourselves the space we're playing in. The manufacturing industry, it's 2 million enterprises in Europe, which account for 6 trillion euro in turnover. If we look at the GDP in the EU 28, it's 15% of the GDP in Europe and 85% of the EU export. From a job perspective and the people, manufacturing industry is 32 million jobs in Europe. And out of these 32 million, we have 13 million jobs which are in growing high-tech manufacturing. EIT Manufacturing went through a redesign of the strategy. We call it the strategic agenda. And when we start this journey in revising the strategic agenda, we start to look at, okay, what are we trying to solve here? Why are we here? And we identified in EIT Manufacturing 5 main challenges we're willing to address. A first challenge, which has been touched in the last 2 days, is the skill gaps. In Europe, but not only in Europe, we have this aging population. If you look at the demography, today we have more than 50% of the population, which is more than 43 years old. At the same time, we have this aging population and we have an exponential shift in technology. If we look at the technology we will see in the next 10 years, it's going to be exponential and it's going to be 100 times more than what we've seen in the last 30 years. So this shift we will need to think about how we're going to attract people, bring the right skills into the manufacturing space to really succeed into this transformation. Another challenge we looked at is really the lack of diversity. I truly appreciate the presentation this morning. We talked about women in manufacturing. Women in manufacturing, it's a sector where we have one of the lowest share of women. And for us, talking about innovation, it is really a pain, it is really a challenge because we know that diversity with a big D is really a lever to accelerate innovation. So that's a challenge we're also addressing. The third one is the linear production. Linear production is the way we've been producing since the industrialization, really with non-reusable, non-recyclable material, and here this is a challenge we definitely want to address. We talk about sustainability and the greenhouse gases. I mean, here they are, the policymaker has put in place. We have the Green Deal, which has been adopted earlier this year, with the Net Zero Act as well. There are things happening, but it's not happening fast enough compared to the situation we see with the climate. Then sufficient resilience, that's really thinking of what happened with COVID-19 and all the challenges we've seen with the supply chain, and we suddenly realize, we got struck by the light that, oh, we have such a dependency on some raw material and critical component. What should we do? So these are the challenges which we intend to address in the new strategic agenda. And as Gian Mario quickly went through, we designed 3 main strategic objectives, very much designed around Industry 5.0 principle. So putting people at the center of manufacturing industry. And here in EIT Manufacturing, we aim to have societal impact in reducing these skill gaps and at the same time increase the attractiveness of the manufacturing industry. How are we going to do it? Program on skilling and upskilling, and also at the same time working on the attractiveness of the manufacturing industry to the human-robot activities. Accelerate the green manufacturing. Here we truly aim to impact the reduction of the CO2 emission and at the same time increase the resource efficiency. We truly want to focus on the promotion of circular economy principle. The circularity with servitization, we talked in the last 2 days about business model. This is very much what we want to lever in this transformation for the green manufacturing. Also at the same time really accelerating the net zero principle with the decarbonization of the value chain. And the third objective here is really thinking about fostering the sovereignty. We talk about all these value chain, critical components. We need to have sovereignty on certain specific value chain and at the same time overall be more competitive as a manufacturing industry in Europe. Our objective here, we want to really look at the use of data space and AI. We've seen Gaia X earlier. We've seen all these projects. Really, we truly believe that having these tools, having this sharing of data will be the way for us to leverage metaverse, AI, and all these tools which will allow us to be more competitive and more sustainable. At the same time, in EIT Manufacturing, we are going to also look much more into investment and supporting scale-up in strategic manufacturing industry to be able to identify the right technology, help them to develop the business and also to grow the business and spread across the manufacturing space. So that's the strategy we very recently redesigned and we are starting to work toward with a partner. EIT community, just for those of you which may not be familiar, so it's the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. We are one of the 9 what we call Knowledge Innovation Center, a KIC. We are by sectors and we're working in different projects in collaboration, but also each of us separately on a specific sectors. We are a purpose-driven organization in EIT Manufacturing, and that's also a shift for us, really to think about why are we here, what do we do? And as an organization, we really want to improve people's life through sustainable manufacturing. That's a statement out there. We have a powerful partnership. You show the South region partnership here. You can see more European name of different industries, universities, and RTOs. You may see some of you, your name on this list. We are very proud of this partnership, and we always obviously looking at expanding because the more impactful. And we are working very closely with them on different project activities and also thinking strategically. How can we make this manufacturing future-proof? I try to summarize because it's difficult in managing an ecosystem. What do we really do? I mean, other than bringing everyone together. We see 3 main aspects. First of all, we're filling the skill gaps. Filling the skill gaps, we have different platforms. Skill.move is one of these platforms. We also have master program, doctoral program, summer school, winter school. We are also facilitating the coordination of certain other programs. I will talk about it, Dictate Talent Initiative. We are also accelerating the innovation to market, the time to market. Today, we have 2 calls for proposal on innovation a year with a budget of more than 10 million euro. And really, we're focusing here on high potential breakthrough innovation that we truly believe which are In the lab, TRL7, so quite advanced technology with prototype ready, but we give this kind of push really to bring it to the market. So really bringing innovation out of the lab and support on this commercialization. And then we're also supporting this startup to grow. Because, okay, it's good to launch, it's good to initiate, it's good to support in the commercialization. And here we have different programs through the Booster program where we help in this commercial expansion and also make the benefit of the network to these startups so they can expand and grow. So very much a dot connectors, that's how we define ourselves. Deep Tech Talent Initiative. I was quite happy to hear this initiative called a few times in the last 2 days. EIT Manufacturing is very proud to really lead the coordination of this initiative. It's a European endeavor. It's part of the new European innovation agenda. It's an EIT, and EIT trusts EIT Manufacturing to lead it. And it's a fantastic way for us to really fill this skill gap we did mention earlier. Objective is to train 1 million people in deep tech initiative. We have here, you see a few logos of some pledgers, which are providers, which are collaborating with us in creating the material, the courses. And these numbers you see here, number of pledgers, these are no longer accurate because every day it's evolving. We have a very strong momentum really in bringing, first of all, the pledger, training people. And already today, we know, knowing that this initiative was launched end of last year, we trained 103,000 talent in Europe on deep tech talent. And it's continued to grow. I wanted to bring also another example here of a startup which we are very proud to support and just to see the kind of solution we're bringing here. It's RobotWin. RobotWin is a Czech startup. They are mimicking the movement of a worker in the paint shop. So the workers have the knowledge, they have the talent, they know exactly how to paint a certain part. They show the movement to the robot, and then the robot is translating and can do it in a serial mode and paint the part instead of the worker. So really, it's a very smart solution, which we are happy that we supported through different activity with the Jump Starters. We helped them to create, so that was PhD students. We helped them to create the company, and now they also won a booster program, and we're supporting them through the commercialization and the introduction to different companies. So that's a nice success story, which we are very happy to support, and there are much more. I just picked one because I very much like the lady as well here, a young talent in Czech Republic. And I just want to finish with this slide, just to show concretely what is the impact. We do support 471 startups last year, so across Europe within the network. We brought more than 47 million euro investment to a supported startup. We had more than 15,000 participants to a non-label education and training, and we launched 10 innovations to the market, meaning that they reach commercialization. So that's the number from last year. I hope that next year, if we see each other, I show you these numbers and they will be much higher. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Caroline. And let me introduce, thank you very much for this insightful and important presentation you gave us. And let me introduce Isabel Menes, Managing Director of Manufacturing SASU, which is the commercial arm of EIT Manufacturing. And she will tell us why being a member matters. Thank you.
Buongiorno a tutte e tutti. That's about my level of Italian, but I will try and keep you entertained, even if it's in English. So thank you for those of you who are still there to attend this presentation of why it matters to become a core partner of EIT Manufacturing. So if I can start, yes. Caroline already said a lot about who we are and why we are doing what we're doing. But again, I want to stress our number one asset, because you are part of this asset, which is that we bring together the key stakeholders of European manufacturing innovation in a unique, active ecosystem. So we have, as you could see on the table with all the partners, some industrials, some large groups in different industries. We have universities, we have RTOs, and we have startups. And I think you will hear later also some unique examples of what core partners got into this ecosystem and how it enabled them to really develop the business in a very positive way. But beyond the network that they get into, we help to also provide some services. So what is our value proposition, if you will? As a service organization, we want to assist our industrial partners and customers, first to ensure the commercial success of their innovation and to reduce the time to market. Second, to secure the environmental sustainability, because this is key. I mean, we heard in the last couple of days how green manufacturing and long-term sustainability is essential for European manufacturing, and we believe that we can support this through programs and projects. Third, we want to help companies to complete their digital and Industry 5.0 transformation, predominantly to secure their resilience and their competitiveness. And last but not least, because we are people-centric, we want to develop the skills and well-being of their workforce in a safe work environment. So that being said, concretely, how does it translate into a portfolio of services? As I said, network is essential for us. This is our bread and butter, if you will. So broadening the network and the collaboration is really key. So through networking and community building, but also through finding commercial partners, and we make some curated introductions. So you're a large corporation and all your customers are mainly in your mainland, I mean in your country of origin. You want to expand internationally. Well, we are pan-European. So we can introduce you to potential customers and partners in different countries. And we can therefore accelerate your go-to-market and maximize your chances of developing your business. Second, we want to help you boosting viable innovation. So this, of course, through our yearly call for proposals. Caroline mentioned that we have some open calls for proposals, but which our core partner can really influence through the choice of topics and thematics. So this is really key for us to support projects which then, at the end of the day, are transformed into commercialized innovation. And I don't have time to tell you about all the projects that we are working on, but I can tell you, having all these meetings with our project partners, this is so exciting because it's the industry of tomorrow, and we help them through the financing and support that we give them today. We also help to make sure that, I mean, even if we select projects which are TRL 7 and up, we help to make sure that the commercialization chances are enhanced and expanded. And this throughout the project by having some business conversation. So of course it's about innovation and technology, but how do you bring this technology to the market? How do you make sure that the applications and the end users will optimize the use and the commercialization of this innovation? This is where we can really help. We have a tool called the Tech Radar, and this is basically a tech watch to visualize the key technologies and the stage of maturity. And this is for us a discussion starter, because once you tell us, okay, I'm interested in digital twin and in cobotics and in artificial intelligence, then we can go deeper and discuss with you possibilities to support you with business intelligence. So we use, of course, AI as ourselves, but we also have a team of experts that can really help you to develop some knowledge of your markets, of your competitors, of your technology, so that then you can better position your innovation. And of course, we have some corporate challenges. So startup corporate challenges, and I will give some examples later, where you as a corporate tell us what is your challenge, and then we bring the most relevant startups in our ecosystem to help you find a solution to your challenge. But we also want to develop this also further with academia, so that instead of bringing startups, we bring people from academia, universities, RTOs, researchers, who have also brilliant ideas, and they bring it from the lab to the corporation. Third area, which is for us key, and Caroline already stressed this, is expanding skills and competencies. We have a number of tools, but also initiatives to support this. First, the digital learning platform, skills.move, and I will give also some examples about this. But also, we are developing a network of teaching and learning factories so that the learning can be really hands-on. Because for us, it is really important to have actionable programs. And if you combine these, then you can have also customized professional training. And this is something which is for us key, which is to listen to your needs, and having understood your needs, to craft some customized programs, which can be a mix of blended formats between programs on skills.move, teaching and learning factories, live sessions, and then certification of your workers. So this is really something that we are working on with some partners. Some are present in the room, so you can also discuss with them at the cocktail later to have some direct feedback from this experience. But it is really key to upskill and reskill the workforce. Then we heard throughout these couple of days that a key pain point which all manufacturers have in Europe is the lack of talent. I mean, not lack of talent, but access to international talent, and finding the engineers of tomorrow to really have the manufacturing grow and to relocate some factories. If you don't have the people to have even if you automate some of the processes, but you won't be as successful without the people. And we strongly believe that we can bring people together and provide some introductions to people so that you can have access to international talent. And last but not least, we can also help you to disseminate innovation, because it's another way also to speak about people and the way you succeed with innovation. And last but not least, we also want you to accelerate, and we can help in accelerating sustainable growth. So today we have a program called the Innovation Funding Catalyst. I'm going to talk about this. But we also help you to access other funding programs, because we are in this European ecosystem, so we know fairly well different sources of funding from Europe, from national sources and regional sources. And we can help you navigate this ecosystem and find the right sources to grow. So corporate challenges, Boost Up Europe. How many of you do know about Boost Up in this room? Raise your hands. Lots of people, that is great. What we do is that we organize this both at pan-European level, but also some local competitions, where we bring together industrial in corporates who have industrial challenges, and we identify them the best scale-ups to find the right solution. And we bring them to throughout a very structured process to a proof of concept, so that you can see some names here which are also part of CLC South, like Dana. I know that you're a very good partner for the challenge. And we also have some past editions where we had some successful solutions. The corporate challenge in a nutshell, I won't go through all the details, but we, through 13 weeks, we bring you from discussing what is your challenge to the POC launch. And why we managed to do this? Because we are very structured with some workshops and an introduction, so that we go through a long list of solutions, short list, and then you decide, and we can discuss about the selected vendor and the challenge owner for the launch. Here again, if you have more questions about the process and the Boost Up challenge, there are lots of people in this room who will be more than happy to talk you through the experiences that they led through previous editions. A few examples of successful corporate challenges we had. As you can see, different formats, different industries, like the automotive with Volvo and Volkswagen and Ford, but also consumer goods, Whirlpool, here in the room, P&G, Magna. So again, a very strong and successful ecosystem. Learning, this is key. As we heard, talent and skills about learning and upskilling and reskilling is essential. So we bring to you on our digital platform, Skills.move, content from top engineering and technology universities and industries. These are, most of the time, state-of-the-art innovation topics because we work with the labs and we bring from the lab the education content so that we can disseminate this knowledge, but also bring people within the organization to state-of-the-art knowledge about this. It's hands-on learning. So the idea is not that you spend a year to get through a very complex education. So there are some single nuggets that can be structured also into learning path. So depending on what your goals are for upskilling and reskilling, you can have a very free access to Skills.move, and I will talk about the benefits for our core partners right after that. But you can also make sure that your workers go through a full learning path and get a certificate at the end of the program. You can monitor the learning process of your staff. And of course, you can also access easy-to-digest modules because we know that workers particularly cannot be taken away from the shop floor for very long. So if you want them to be trained, you have to provide some very concrete and digestible modules. An example of program that we developed is LEDAM. So the focus is professional education and automation with two targets, junior audience, but also seniors which need to be reskilled. And this program provides 5 main areas of knowledge: advanced manufacturing, information and communication technology, innovation technology for energy saving, and we heard how important it is for sustainable manufacturing, quality control and safety, and last but not least, innovation and entrepreneurship, because hard skills are very important, but soft skills are at least as important about creativity and analytics. Another program that I briefly introduce you to is the Innovation Funding Catalyst. What it is to help our partners and customers to identify the right programs where they can get extra funding beyond the EIT manufacturing. So the initiative fosters the creation of consortia. So you come and you say, I'd like to participate in a consortium to get access to a Horizon Europe program. Then we introduce you to some other partners with whom you can form the consortia. We can profile your needs. We can alert you on the more relevant programs that are up in the next month, and I will give you some examples. We help you with the matchmaking to find some partners, and we help you create the consortium. The only thing we don't do is to draft the proposal. So there are very good consultants to do this, but it's not our job. I'm not sure it's very readable, but these are a few examples of the calls for proposals that come up in 2024 from Horizon Europe. And as you can see, the contribution is in millions. So we know about these programs, we know about their deadlines, so we can help you navigate this and make sure that you can access some sources of funding which are very important to fuel your innovation. To finish, I'd like to say a few words about why it matters to become a core partner of EIT Manufacturing, because you get access and benefit from exclusive advantages. And just to cite a few, if we take again the portfolio of services, non-members have to pay a full market value that you don't have to pay. So it's either free or with a very significant discount. I take an example. I won't go through the whole list, but Tech Watch and Business Intelligence. We have calibrated our business intelligence service at 15,000 euros per analysis, and our core partner can get a free analysis per year. And believe me, it's a lot of effort and work because we really craft it according to your needs. So what you would pay probably even much more than 15,000 if you go to a main road consultant, you can get for free as a core partner. But it's of value. It's not because you don't have to pay that. It's not really added value. Another example, the corporate challenge I mentioned, it's also 15,000 euros for non-members, but you can access one for free each year. So already with these two services, you can cover like most of the membership fee that we ask you to pay to be part of this great network. Another example, I mean, I mentioned skills.move. You can access some free seats for your workers and to access all of the platform. And believe me, I mean, there are hundreds of very good nuggets and learning paths that you can find on skills.move. So another reason why you should join. So to finish, I would say that the community is growing, and the more we get members, the more interesting it will be for you, because then as any ecosystem, the richness of the ecosystem is made by the interactions between its members. So thank you very much, and looking forward to talk with you, and I'll introduce you to my colleagues if you want more details about the services. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabelle. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now let's hear it from some success stories at EITM South. Let's start with Enrica Bosani, Manufacturing Innovation Project Manager at Whirlpool. She will tell us. Thank you, Enrica.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to be here. Really, a couple of fantastic days. So first of all, my name is Enrica Bosani. I work in Whirlpool EMEA. Whirlpool EMEA is the European division of Whirlpool Corporation. That is a global company, the major player in white good business at global level. And I work in Operation Excellence, which is a central department in Whirlpool EMEA, offering engineering services within integrated supply chain department. In particular way, I am the Manufacturing Innovation Project Manager. So I work in the innovation team for manufacturing. It's really my main focus. So when we speak about innovation in Whirlpool, we fundamentally speak about two main areas. The first one is related to product, and the second is related to process. In particular, my job covers the process one. So we work fundamentally on these key areas, key topics that we are addressing strongly in our daily activities, and we are very active in particular way on three dimensions. The first one is on European research project, so funded by European Community. So we work and very active within Horizon program, work frame, and EIT Manufacturing. This is one of the most important collaboration that we have, that is boosting a lot our activities in manufacturing innovation. And then we work also with strategical partnership, like the one we made, the Competence Center of Polyme, or other strategical partners that support us in deploying the innovation through the solution that we directly deploy in the factory. So first of all, here I want to represent, we are core partner, and I want to represent the advantages and what means for us working within EIT Manufacturing. For us, these are the key elements and the key characteristics that summarize the reason why it's important for us to be part of the game, so to be here for us. First of all, the characteristics of the collaboration with EIT Manufacturing facilitate a lot my job in driving innovation into the factories. Because first of all, the projects that are in execution in EIT are short. So we don't speak about, like in Horizon, 3-4 years activities, journeys that are very long and sometimes are difficult to be driven into the manufacturing environment. But we work on 1 year or 2 years at maximum projects. The technology have high TRL, so this means that are pretty ready to be understood, to be used by people. So the possibility for us to engage in a successful way the people from the factory is much easier. So we work, it's easy for me to make the people of the factory working within this project and contributing proactively in developing the solution, testing and validating the concept that we are there. Then we have also small consortium, and this make also our life easier, because working with 2-3 partners allow us to be much more focused, and so to facilitate and speed up the process. So are fast projects, and for us this means that we can really focus the attention on how the technology is impacting on the factory environment. Last but not least, I want to mention the fact that EIT is not offering only innovation solution, but also education. And this is pretty important for us because we are leveraging a lot on education projects. We developed in consortium training focused and tailored on our needs. We work, for example, on AI technology, AI competencies creation in the shop floors, speaking about workers, blue collars, and, for example, predictive maintenance applications. So for sure are all initiatives that helps us in creating a tailored program that now is available, and we are exactly the partner that Isabel was mentioning before, because we are using now this offer into the skills.move platform to upskill our engineering population. So we are working a lot on that. These are great advantages for us. And so what EIT Manufacturing is bringing in terms of advantage for my job in introducing innovation in a sustainable way in the factory. So first of all, the EIT Manufacturing is a way for me and for us to have a fast technology transfer into the factory. Fast means that the time is short, the person are ready, sometimes and very often the solution after the completion of the project are ready to be exploited in the factory. So we can buy the solution and we are happy to use it and continuing using it after the completion of the project. And this is pretty important. And then we use the project also to create the skills and the precondition in order to exploit in a sustainable way this solution after the completion of the project themselves. Another important part is that for us, EIT Manufacturing represents a test before invest opportunity, because we use the opportunity of the project to validate the concepts, to push as much as possible the solution there in order to see which are the limitations of an application, which are the preconditions that have to be put in place, which are, for example, the organizational constraints that bring to a failure or to a success once we go into the factory with this type of technologies. Last but not least is funding. Funding is not something that has to be under-evaluated, because allow us to feel free to fail. We can fail, because sometimes the projects are successful, we are happy to use it, we deploy it and exploit successfully them, sometimes no, because we discover that, for example, we are not ready, or the technology is not ready enough. Being funded allow us not to report a return of investment of 1 year, 1.5, and so on. So we have not the pressure of management that is pushing us to be successful at any condition. And that's an important part, an important element that have to be considered. So this is the number that represents our work with EIT Manufacturing. We started since the beginning. We strongly believe since the beginning that this was a great opportunity for us. As an average, we had more or less 5 projects per year, starting from 2020. On different technologies, we had the chance to test artificial intelligence, collaborative robotics, worker assistance, simulation systems. So a lot of technologies that we explored, and we had the possibility to test and validate in real industrial environment with real workers, getting important feedback on how to use and how to deploy, what to do and what not to do to be successful in this technology deployment. Another important message for me is that, and for us, is that not all the projects are successful. This means that, as you see in this picture, the green section of the cake diagram is the result of the project that have been implemented after the completion of the project themselves. So we completed and we acquired the solution. We bought the solution as customer. For others, we were not able to deploy immediately the solution in the factory, but we had anyway qualitative result, intangible result, as key learnings on what to do in order to be successful next time. And this is anyway a very, very important result. Another important element is the funding. So we can see an average of 250k euro per year that supported us in having this trial. And this is a very, very important message, because really leave us to be free to fail, to be free to test, to be free to validate without any constraint. And this really is something that I suggest to any company to explore this possibility, because really is something on which we trust a lot, and we are sure that it will help us also in next year to proceed in this direction. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Enrica. May I call on stage Nicola Doppio, Innovation and Technology Transfer of Innovation Hub Trentino. Thank you, Nicola.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Nicola Doppio, EIT Hub Innovazione Trentino. We are a foundation for technology and knowledge transfer, so our job is to connect researchers that we have in Trentino with companies in Trentino and beyond. I'm the responsible for open innovation programs at EIT. We do that with innovation contests or innovation challenges. On one side, we have companies bringing in industrial problems, and then we create teams of young researchers, PhD students, master students, and they design solutions for those problems in just 2 or 3 months, okay? By the way, we have a AI challenge that a few companies here participated already, Dana Bofiglioli, okay? And we have a challenge about designing human-machine interfaces according to user-centered design approaches, okay? So in case you are interested in exploring these approaches, please reach out to me. We act as the hub of the province of Trento, the innovation hub. So for us, it's crucial to create opportunities for our founding members and shareholders, like the University of Trento, Fondazione Bruno Kessler, Trentino Sviluppo, which is the regional development authority. So we are partner of EIT Manufacturing because we know that we can find the right partners to make it happen, not only the money, but the partners, okay, the connections. And the reason why I'm here is that because I've been coordinating a professional learning and education project funded by EIT Manufacturing almost 2 years ago. It's called the FlexMan. It stands for Professional Learning for Flexible and Resilient Manufacturing, okay? So this project was devised back in 2021. We were in the midst of the pandemic, and we from HIT wanted to make available a training program for our companies, especially SMEs, for them to gain the skills that could be used to integrate technologies for flexible and resilient manufacturing. Okay, so we designed the project, we got the right partners, and we fortunately got the project funded. So we are talking about here training SMEs about technologies such as digital twins for production simulations, opportunistic scheduling, AI for predictive maintenance, supply chain visibility, and data interchange in the supply chain, okay? So flexible and resilient manufacturing. And we had a bold vision, okay? We were pushed by the kick to have, you know, high KPI targets. We wanted to deliver the program face-to-face, a large program, 40 hours. We wanted to have it organized at a module level so that companies could pick from the modules that they were most interested in, okay? So creating bundles of modules. And we decided to deliver the program in 4 countries, Italy, Spain, France, and Czech Republic, okay? But especially, we didn't want to train single people, single professionals. We wanted to train teams, we call them transformation teams, inside companies, especially SMEs, made of people coming from different departments, not only you know, technicians, engineers, but also people from the administration, legal people, ICT people, because we knew that in order for launching technology integration projects, you need to tear down the silos that you find into the companies, okay? So that was one of the main, novelty about our approach. So that was the plan, okay? So how did it go? Well, it went well, but it was really hard, okay? Because first, half of the project partners were academia or research centers, okay? They're good when it comes to creating education programs, but they're not good in selling them to the companies, okay? They don't know what it means to sell something, okay? That was a big problem, especially for me that I was the project coordinator. And then on the other side, we understood that SMEs especially, they didn't react very well to our proposition, okay? Especially when the energy crisis hit hard last year. So basically, they weren't very happy about making available 4 or 5 people for 40 hours, okay? So we had to interact with colleagues from the KIC to, be a little bit flexible ourselves with regards of these KPIs. And at the end of the project, now we are approaching the end of the 2-year project, we managed anyway to deliver the training to 186 people across the 4 countries. And the KPI initially was 160, so we overachieved our KPI target. Okay, we did the math a couple of days ago. But most important, now in Trentino, we have a professional learning program that will be delivered in the future by Sheffield, who is going to act as the business owner in Italy. And we have designed this program around the needs of our companies, because we also scanned their needs at the beginning before choosing the content, okay? So a very, crafted program around our needs. And we have already a short list of people that will be trained between January and February next year, when the project will be ended, within the financial sustainability mechanism, okay? So overall, we think that this is a story that was worth sharing, a success story. Thank you so much for your attention. We are looking forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola. Thank you very much, Nicola. And please, Anne Lo Cicero, co-founder and CEO of SmartFab, one of our supported startup.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for staying around to listen to this presentation. I know it's been a long day with lots of exciting speeches before. The first slide, we're a technology startup, clearly, but the first slide is missing. So I'm going to tell you about SmartFab because we're missing the story about SmartFab. So we're an Italian startup. We're based in Milan. We started in 2018. And we are creating a tool that enables human-driven decision-making for real problems in manufacturing. And that's a nice way of saying that we're using AI to connect data across silos to create a digital twin of the manufacturing process, to transform that data into actionable insights that allow people of all different skill sets to take real-time decisions. And the reason that I'm here today is because we started last year an adventure with EIT Manufacturing. And that adventure started with a initiation into your community, an introduction through a series of events. We've attended 5 matchmaking events. We've participated in 2 summits. And we've also participated in 2 of those boost-up pitch competitions. And that has led to very important numbers for a startup. It's really hard for a startup, especially in manufacturing, to achieve this many contacts in such a short period of time. So we have had 20 qualified leads in 8 different industries in 7 different countries that have led to 4 customers already, and that's very important within less than 12 months' time. And in fact, we met those customers in April, and they were customers already in June. So that's an impressive turnaround for that. And they're in 4 different industries, 4 different industrial sectors, and clearly we've also reached a relationship with a research partnership in Germany. And how did we do that? We did that because EIT Manufacturing helps startups make those connections with manufacturers that are interested in solving specific problems. I believe that Enrica talked earlier about the fact that it reduces the risk, right? Because you get to test before you invest. And that's really important. If a manufacturer knows the problems that they want to solve, they want to test the technology, they can do so through the environment of EIT Manufacturing and really get a good idea of what it is that they can achieve. The problem is that most manufacturers don't know what they can achieve with those results. So they start with an idea, they maybe have an idea of what that pain point might be, but they don't know how to quantify it. And so investing without getting an ROI, which is what somebody else mentioned to me today, is a really difficult challenge. First, you need to understand what the scope of that problem is through the technology and what that technology can actually bring to you, because you can't quantify it beforehand. And so what are we going to be doing this year in EIT Manufacturing in January, and this year, next year actually? Next year we're going to be involved in a project, in a consortium that includes 4 end users and 1 research university, and we're going to be doing 4 things through that project. The first is demonstrating a tool that we've developed, which is a what-if simulation tool that allows manufacturers to understand, or the operators within the manufacturing environment understand how a change in selection or change in choices is going to impact the end result. So an operator can determine what the optimal sequence is going to be for the processing of products. He can understand if he changes that optimal sequence, what's going to happen to the outcome. He can also understand, for example, what alarms that he should be fixing first to ensure that he has a greater uptime amongst his tools. The other thing that's important is the aspect of human-computer interaction. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard about ChatGPT, and you've used Google to search for different images, right? You know that ChatGPT is a large language model. It's trained on all of the information that's out there in the web. And that when you search for images of cats and dogs in Google, somebody has labeled that data already. There is no labeled data in manufacturing. We don't know what anomalies have created defects. We don't know what types of problems will lead to problems in the future. And so we need to bring the domain knowledge into the models so that we can have what is called semi-supervised training in machine learning, and that we can learn from the domain experts, and we can get better results from the models and help them to understand what might be happening tomorrow. Also, making it accessible, as I mentioned before, is fundamental for us, making the information accessible to all users of all skill sets. You don't need to be a data scientist to actually access information. And then clearly making empowerment an important aspect of that. So we're tying education together with technology, together with skilled workforces to create an experience for everybody in the factory. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne. And now I'm calling on stage Maria Rossetti, Head of Funded Project at MADE. Maybe she has also something nice to say, I don't know.
Funny, maybe. Okay, so first of all, I will try to be as short as possible, and thanks a lot for your patience in being here, and thanks a lot to EIT Manufacturing teams for the opportunities to introduce. First of all, who is MADE? MADE is a competence center. We are located in Milan, and our role is to support the digital and sustainable transformation of manufacturing industries by, first of all, enhancing the competence of our partners. Indeed, we are a consortia of 47 partners. We see some partners here, as an example, Whirlpool. So we have end users, technology providers such as Siemens, Comau, KUKA, and actually the excellence of Italian companies. We have 4 universities, and Polytechnic of Milano is one of our funding partners. This message is very, very important because the idea of competence center lies actually in one of the pillars also of EIT Manufacturing, that is enabling and creating the ecosystem and the linkage among the digital excellence of Italy and Europe in order to make digital innovation happen. We are making this basically providing awareness-raising initiatives, education activities, also by means of teaching and learning factories, which we have been able also to develop thanks to the support of EIT Manufacturing projects. Test before invest, and of course we do exploit and scale up our results in EU projects. We do this but through physical testing facilities, and indeed you are also invited to participate and to have a tour in our premises in Milan, where we can basically simulate the overall manufacturing process in order to allow the companies actually to do what Anne Cicero, Enrica, and the person before me asked, because our premises are indeed available for test before invest activities. few words before going to the results of the projects. What I would like to say is that we are quite active in EIT Manufacturing with different projects in all of the service pillars that we have shown here. Once again, I will explain you some results that we have created through some ecosystem and awareness raising initiatives. Education, we have 4 education projects active, and indeed I invite you to have also a direct taste of the Skillsmus platform, because we have some free pilot online of some projects also regarding human-centric manufacturing that we have. But most of all, EIT Manufacturing support us to understand what does it mean to put in place teaching and learning factories, because we actually provide our testing facilities in order to allow you to come in our premises and test, get in touch with robots, with digital twin, and have this experiential learning that maybe you can have in your fabrics. And finally, needless to say that regarding the test before invest, we support our premises, we provide our premises in innovation projects. Just to make an example, last week, in a project that is still running with our colleague Whirlpool, we had indeed a very test before invest of an augmented reality system which could support operators in the assembly part, so again augmented reality. Why being part of EIT Manufacturing? I will show it through results. Once again, I will try to focus on the concrete results and outputs of ecosystem, because the 2 projects that I'm going to speak about regard what is called in European vocabulary the RIS part, the RIS projects, namely the connection between regions and countries having the same specialization. And indeed, it was actually maybe the first EIT Manufacturing projects that I ran when I arrived in Made, participated in Demo for Green. Demo for Green was actually a network of regions, competence centers, which had the mission to support small, medium enterprises to fight climate change by the implementation of digital technologies. And actually, we did it by putting together the 3 pillars of the kick triangle, namely providing trading through the Skillsmus platform in order to allow companies to understand what did it mean to make test before invest, as well as providing the basic of digital technologies applied to the green transition. Providing testing environments through the teaching and learning factories that are distributing around Europe. And finally, providing, again, coaching services in order to support the innovation to go to the market. We did it also by issuing an open call, so again, boosting a little bit the business. And I am very happy to say that in Made we were very lucky and blessed to support the Caracol, which is maybe a worldwide knowledge startup which core business is providing innovative machine for additive manufacturing. And indeed, this project was focused on the recovery and the use of waste materials coming from wind turbine in order to be further engined and compounded in powder and reused through 3D manufacturing for different application, in this case the molds one. I would like to say that these projects are closed, but still the results are alive, because we are indeed eventually scaling up these activities through the concept of data space. So by trying to provide all the traceability activities that were mentioned in the previous panel. Secondly, finally, last but not least, the tech-to-market projects. This is more, let's say, a scale-up accelerator, a scale-up innovator program. In this sense, Made participated in order to provide the technology support for the selected companies. Again, the same scheme, so this project actually issued an open call, and actually we supported the digital coaching of these 2 companies. So the first one is Mac3D, a company, again a startup who is providing quality tests for additive manufacturer components. And finally, Hamalur, who was looking to digitize actually pieces of dress and yeah, basically trousers, as you see there, by means of digital design and CAD. And yeah, basically that's it. I hope that I pass the message of the concrete results, because again, all these projects are closed, but the results that you see here are still pushed forward in new projects.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you very much, all. And I hope that you had a glimpse, or at least an overall presentation of what we do and what we did for some of our partners. And please let me welcome you to start or to continue our conversation at the aperitivo that we have here. Thank you very much.